Everyone gather round now, and I'll tell you the tale of a little town called Kidneyville. The people of Kidneyville had hardly spit to swallow, and their cattle were setting off for greener pastures. You see, they were suffering something awful through a long, terrible drought and livestock shortage.
The Renin-Angiotensin-Aldosterone system, or Raas system, is activated in response to low blood volume, or low serum sodium, as represented by the drought and lacking cattle. Both of these can lead to low blood pressure, which also activates the Raas system.
Our story starts when Renin, the local cowhand, decided to leave his hometown of Kidneyville and take matters into his own hands. One cool, calm night, Renin was trying to wrangle a horse that could help him get his cattle in line and his town out of trouble. The noble steed, Angiotensin-Aldosterone, was looking for a way to save the town herself when she saw Renin round the way. Renin clumsily placed a saddle on her, transforming Angiotensin-Aldosterone into Ang1. Ang1 was grateful for the upgrade, but she knew Renin was not the cowboy she or the town needed. So Ang1 left to search the lonely bloodstream desert for a cowboy she knew who could save the day.
Renin is released by the kidneys to begin the pathway. In the bloodstream, renin converts angiotensin to angiotensin-1, represented by the transformation from a wild horse to a saddled horse.
Now, somewhere farther north of here traveled a feller named Ace. He worked for the large lung rodeo as a circus cowboy, and he could wrangle like no other. He knew his way round his lasso like a surgeon round their scalpel. Yet Ace couldn't reach his full potential without the right horse. 'Twas in this time that Ang1 found her way to the large lung rodeo. When the two saw each other, they knew this was the start of their destiny. Ace hopped onto Ang1's saddle, transforming into the dynamic duo Ang2.
ACE is short for angiotensin converting enzyme, and it converts Ang1 into Ang2 in the blood vessels of the lungs, as depicted by the big lung circus. The conversion of a horse with no cowboy to a dynamic duo represents the conversion of Ang1 to Ang2. Ang2 then continues to flow through the bloodstream back into the kidneys where it exerts its actions.
Then rode back to Kidneyville where they could save her town. When Ang1 arrived, they knew a bit of help would be necessary. Ang2 called upon their old friend Aldosterone to join them in Kidneyville. To fight this drought, they would need Aldosterone. He could access the Kidneyville water tower where he could redirect the water back towards the pasture. Aldo climbed up the water tower as Ang2 set off the hose leading to the irrigation system. As Aldo turned the nozzle and Ang2 lassoed the hose, squeezing until the pressure built just enough to get the water to flow out the irrigation system and through the barren land.
Aldosterone is a hormone secreted in the adrenal cortex in response to Ang2. Both Ang2 and aldosterone allow for sodium and water retention. This means that the more aldosterone released, the more it'll cause the kidneys to retain their sodium and water using the renal tubules. This is represented by the cows being herded back into the pasture as the irrigation continues into the water fields. Ang2 has many functions that work together to increase blood pressure. In addition to promoting aldosterone release, Ang2 is a potent vasoconstriction of blood vessels, both peripherally throughout the body and in the kidneys. This vasoconstriction is illustrated by the cowboy duo lassoing the hose that is connected to the water tower.
Life ran through the pastures once more, and oh, how the people of Kidneyville rejoiced. Woo! Yeah! Aldo helped Ange wrangle the cows back to the pasture and found new ways for the townfolk to collect water and retain it. The town was saved and all was well. Aldo even stayed around to help keep the water supply plentiful and to prevent the cows from escaping. But whatever happened to the heroic duo Ange, well, that is a story for another time.
To recap, the Raas system is activated by low sodium concentration, low blood volume, which can lead to low blood pressure. Renin is released by the kidneys into the blood and converts angiotensinogen into Ang1. Ang1 goes to the lungs where it is converted into Ang2 by ACE. Ang2, our hero, vasoconstricts blood vessels, increases sodium and water retention, and goes to the kidneys to stimulate the release of aldosterone. Aldosterone also helps with sodium and water retention, which increases blood volume and overall increases blood pressure.